Hey guys, this is kind of a hard video to make, as you can probably tell by the title. Our son passed away 11 months ago, in March last year, 2019, and it's been a really full-on time since then. I guess like processing a lot and everything. I guess I just wanted to make a video to maybe create some more awareness about what happened to us specifically, and also just to put it out there and maybe be some comfort to someone else that's going through something similar, to know that you're not alone. And yeah, forgive me if I don't seem highly upset. I guess at this stage the emotions, they come and they go. They can be really intense one moment and then I'm fine the next. It has been 11 months, but at the same time, I don't know, it's just really unpredictable, and I think there's no rhyme or rhythm to those emotions. I don't think there should be. I don't think that you need to pretend to be upset or okay. Just need to be honest about where you're at, like right in the moment. And so bear with me. I hope the glare on my glasses here isn't too bad. Sorry about that. So basically what happened to us, our situation was that we had a cesarean section in 2014. So our son, who is 5.5 years old, he was born by emergency cesarean section, and then he was followed by our second son and then our daughter, who were both born naturally, and that was an amazing experience, and everyone had kind of put to rest the idea of my uterus potentially rupturing, though I understand that it's fairly common for people to be given information on a uterine rupture beforehand. I had to have an appointment with a doctor specifically to understand the risks of a uterine rupture with each birth after my first birth, which was emergency cesarean. So I had to go to those appointments, and in those appointments we were told there was a risk, but also told that risk is so small. It's very, very small. So they weren't concerned, especially after like having had 2 VBACs after my cesarean. By that third one, we didn't even think twice about it. So situation was that I'd had an uneventful pregnancy, was healthy, going fine, and then at 39 weeks pregnant, or 39 weeks and 4 days, woke up in the morning and thought labour had started. I had gone to bed with a really bad headache, and it was unlike me. I had not experienced headaches or anything, aches or pains. I had great pain in my shoulders, which I found out later would have been some internal bleeding that had already started. You can get like pain in your shoulders apparently. That's what that was, and the headache. And my husband had tried to massage my shoulders. It hadn't made it any better. I am like 100% all down with natural, minimal drugs, sort of just, you know, make do, take your vitamins, blah, blah, blah. That night I took Panadol because I could not sleep, and I took that and I still found it hard to get to sleep. Anyway, I woke up at about 4 in the morning and I thought labour had started, and as I had had 2 successful vaginal births that had been just amazing, I just took my time. I got up and made a cup of tea. I just put on some music and I was just spending some time just sort of relaxing and also just thanking the Lord for this baby that was going to be born, and just getting super excited about it. And I just thought I'd let my husband sleep for another half an hour, and just sort of wait and see how things go. Anyway, after about 45 minutes, I woke my husband up and I said, it's happening, it's happening. And like all of a sudden I thought, it's happening, and it's happening now. Like, we live 25 minutes away from hospital, and I thought, we're not going to get there. It just was sudden, and it was all on. And then, so I ended up labouring in the bathroom, on the toilet. And it's probably a little bit too much information, but I think it's relevant. When I thought, you know, this baby's really coming now, and my husband actually called an ambulance, I thought, no, I need to check my dilation, because that's going to tell me whether or not like this is really happening. And I checked, and there was 0 dilation, not even like a tiny bit. And I knew at that point there is something terribly wrong happening. I heard like a popping sound, and then our baby Theodore, felt like he did like a big roll, and found out later on that at that point he had come completely out of my uterus into my abdominal cavity, and also the placenta detached from the uterus, which resulted in him passing away because he didn't have oxygen. And so we didn't find that out until we got to the hospital, about maybe an hour to an hour and a half later, when they couldn't find a heartbeat, and things unfolded from there. I guess in the days following, felt so surreal. It was really hard for our other children to process for many, many months. It's really hard for them to process, especially when they see other people bring babies home and we didn't. And hard for us as parents to watch them go through that. In some ways, I guess that may have been the harder aspect of the loss. I know everyone's experience is very different. For me, I initially grieved the loss of Theodore for a couple of weeks. I'd had a major operation and almost lost my life. And the doctor said that that it was a miracle that I survived, and that it was only the position of my baby that did stop me from passing away. And so I'm so grateful to the Lord that I'm here. I'm here for my children and my family, and to enjoy life. And so yeah, I grieved and cried a lot in those weeks following Theodore's birth. For my sake, for the loss of my baby, not having a baby in my arms. But then following on from that, it was just really hard unpacking that loss that our children experienced, because I could at least have the hope that my child has gone on to be the Lord now, and I will see him again one day. You know, I could comfort myself or be comforted in the hope that we have. But for the children, it was like 2 completely new concepts. Like, they're only young and they knew a little bit about heaven, but not a lot. And they certainly didn't understand why someone young would die and what death really meant. And so that was really hard. But 11 months in, and they're doing really well. They do have hope now of the future and seeing their little brother one day. Being able to hold him and see him. And it's been such a growing experience for our family. Such a rare occurrence. So uncommon. And, I just wanted to be real with you guys and let you know that you're not alone. And we're doing okay. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there and maybe encourage someone else. You know, one of the things that helped us so much, I guess, dealing with the whole thing and dealing with the guilt that comes on you as a parent when you lose a child. I think something that I learned is that you always blame yourself first. Like, you're always going to find some reason why you as a parent should have known, should have been, you know, more alert to what was going on, should have gotten to the hospital sooner, should have this, should have that, should have prayed more, should have, no, you know, just, it's all just guilt and it's false, and that's not the way our Heavenly Father sees it, you know. And just be free from that. I would encourage you to allow yourself to be free from that and just to let go of that responsibility. You know, it's out of our control, and this is the world we live in. It's not perfect, you know. This side of heaven is not perfect, and sadly there is death, and it does come at some stage for everyone. But you know, we're just so grateful to the Lord that we have a hope in Him. We have a future in Him with all of our children, and I'm just so grateful for that. And I would encourage you to consider the areas maybe where you've held yourself accountable for what has happened to you, to like maybe a passing away of one of your children or a relative or a friend. Like, you can't be to blame. And at the same time, take the wisdom that you've learned from the situation and move forward. And that's what I hope to do here, is to just, I guess, maybe take what I've learned from this experience and just put it out there in case it helps someone else. And yeah, maybe hopefully just encourage someone. And you know, if you want to get in touch or anything, if you want to chat, I'm totally open to that and would love to talk to you. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but I just pray that you're doing okay. And you know, if you're going through this too, I want you to know that you're strong and that you can do it. You can put one foot in front of the other, and just take a moment every day just to be grateful for what you have and grateful for the future that you have. Thanks, guys.